Do, do.
What's up, you guys? What's up? Welcome to Atlanta Falcons Nation. Heavy hitters. We are of two of our out of three. Matt Mike will be on in a moment, but I want to make sure y'all go ahead and start tuning in. What's going on, everybody? What's going on today? Oh my goodness. It's been a lot of changes that's been happening. So I know you guys are about to go in on this. So while we're waiting on Mr. Matt Mike, though, while you're listening to us on Facebook, Twitter, make sure you're following us on YouTube at Atlanta Falcons Nation. Make sure you're also following, let me get my hands right, Jew Talk Sports on YouTube. Yeah. Mr. Just KStylz also on YouTube, and Lust Exchange. It has nothing related to Atlanta Falcons Nation, and also Matt Mike Sports. But let's go ahead and get into this. Y'all make sure this is still a Q&A, people. So if you want some of your comments read and everything, please go ahead and tune in. Leave some comments and questions. Like we got this one right here. So, but let's go ahead and start with the guys. Then we'll get into this Q&A a little later. Thank y'all for tuning in. All right, Jew. All right, Kevin. What's up? What's up? What's going on?
Well, first of all, I want to say appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. I'm going to give a couple shout-outs. Agilon, as usual, 34, ATM 05, Jerry Bowie. What it do? KStylz, Jew Talk.
Boy, Jew. Yeah, Juju on that beat.
This one down here, Maggie T.
Yes, so let's go ahead and get into this today. How do you guys feel about the coaching changes? That's definitely let's not even worry about the season right about now. We need to worry about what just occurred these couple of days. What are y'all thoughts on the coaching changes, the firings? What are your thoughts on Raheem Morris? Let's kind of get into that just a little bit.
You want to take it first, KStylz? Or you want me to go ahead?
I'm going to let the voice of reason take this one first.
Hey, I think it was time for Dan Quinn to go. The writing was on the wall. Arthur Blank is not playing no games. Me and KStylz was just talking about it. Like, he won a winner. He said he owes it to the fans. So when he bought this team, he said that he was going to put out a winning product. And right now, Dan Quinn wasn't getting the job done. So sometimes you can't live off your past. I mean, he did get us to a Super Bowl. I do want to thank Dan Quinn for everything that he did while he was here. Everybody knows that Dan Quinn's a great man, a great guy. But sometimes it's not about being a great guy off the field and stuff like that. Sometimes it's a production business. We talked about it. Me and KStylz said NFL means not for long. That's what it stands for. And if you ain't getting the job done, if you're not winning games at the end of the day, it's time out for being a good guy. I mean, the players, they keep saying that they love him and things of that nature. And I love Dan Quinn as a person. And I thought he was a decent coach as well, but he wasn't getting the production. He wasn't getting these players motivated. He wasn't scheming up the correct defense to get stops and stuff like that. And they weren't winning football games. So as much as we like him, the person, Dan Quinn, the person, he wasn't getting the job done. And we live in a production business. If I go to my job and I don't perform, then you get rolled up, you get fired. Mm-hmm. That kind of stuff happens. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business. Dan Quinn, he was like I said, a great guy. I think Arthur Blank and Rich McKay, they had nothing but glowing things to say about him. They just felt like he wasn't getting the job done as far as the business side of it. He wasn't winning games. And Arthur Blank talked about it in his press conference that before the season started, they basically sat Thomas Dimitroff down and Dan Quinn down and basically stated it's playoffs or bust. Mm-hmm. And we started off 0-5. No team has ever made the playoffs after starting 0-5. So it was like I think that 0-5 was like the threshold. They were trying to see if they were going to turn it around, and it didn't look like things were turning around. So at that point, Dan Quinn was like, hey, you done lost 5 straight, and no team has ever came back from that. It doesn't look like this team is going to make the playoffs like you promised. So, hey, it's time to go. Point blank in the period. And I'll let KStylz take it.
Yeah. I want to get on to what Sid Falcon said. What's going on, bro? I know He said Quinn was fired on his birthday, so I know he turned.
Hey, happy belated birthday!
But it like I said, when he came in, it was a different energy that we was used to from Mike Smith and the whole laid backness. He came in, but I think what happened was after the
yeah.
What you call?
Go ahead. Never mind me. Go ahead. Do your thing. Never mind me.
Hey,
I'm not important. I'm not important.
Well, why are you interrupting, sir? Thank you.
Y'all done started the show without me. You know what I'm saying? I thought
Hey,
this
you
was supposed to be a
decided to
team.
come
You know
with
what I'm saying? It's supposed to be a team and shit.
Well,
This ain't even a team. Y'all done started without me.
the team was here. You wasn't.
This is supposed to be the heavy hitters, not Juju and
This heavy hitter.
KStylz.
This is a heavy hitter.
She
So
heavy
I'm
hitter.
him.
Here's the difference.
Whoa, really? Oh, y'all playing real game.
Man,
Okay,
whatever.
shit, I just set them up then. Let me set up.
Man,
Go
bruh,
ahead, KStylz.
But get back to what it's saying. Like I said, after that Super Bowl debacle and all that was going on, you can kind of tell that the energy kind of changed. It was just treading down. And players was not responding to him like they want to. Like they fought for him. They say they fought for him. They wanted to keep him. But the product didn't show what they wanted. And it was just time for a change. Like, hey, we seen it last year. Raheem Morris took over this defense. Him and Jeff Obert took over this defense.
Hey, let me say this.
And it was like, hey, might well give him a chance. See, hey, we can only go up from here. We can't go no further down.
You're right.
I'm tired of, like I said, this is the most I've heard the Atlanta Falcons on national TV for anything ever. And it's for the wrong reason.
Woo!
We got Colin Cowherd out here talking about Matt Ryan is only good in situations. He basically called him Dak Prescott. Like I said, unfortunate what happened to him. I mean, that's messed up injury. But
man, that man can never mind.
Hey, don't go hard on him yet.
The Lord is my shepherd.
But
not yet. Hey man.
Say what's up to the people, Mike. Say what's up to the people, Mike.
Yeah.
You and these pauses. What?
Man, I ain't studying them motherfuckers. I ain't studying down one of them. I ain't studying how many people here. What is? I'm not telling y'all. I ain't worried about y'all. I'm worried about these Braves right now. Talking about these Braves. Let's go Braves. Everybody in the chat right now say go Braves. Okay? Go Braves. Go Braves. Go Braves. That's what we talking about. Go Braves, goddammit. That's what we on. All right? Now let's get to the task at hand. Freddie Freeman. All right, MV free. All right, MV free. MV free. No more DQ. No more TD.
Thank you, Dre.
More. You guys got exactly what you wanted. This is what you guys wanted. Huh?
Hey, he's out.
That's what they wanted.
He's out.
That's what they wanted. Y'all got everything that you wanted. So when everything, I'm just say this right now. I'm gonna say this right now. If things don't go the way that you hoped, when Matt Ryan either his term with the Falcons end, or he decides to retire, and the same go for Julio Jones. If this shit does not go well, I'm blaming all of you for this, because you pushed that man into retirement and to make these types of moves because you guys weren't on board with everything. And yes, I'm pointing at Falcons Nation. I'm pointing at Atlanta Falcons. Not all, but most of you people in these media calling them out, saying you're going to do this and going to do that. Going on this man, Devontae Freeman, ain't even with the team, and y'all still harassing Devontae Freeman. Y'all did this. You Falcons Nation, you did this. You guys did this. But as far as DQ is concerned, man, I wish him well. I wish him well. I have nothing negative to say about him. The man was a model citizen as a coach. He is everything that you want in a coach. Sometimes things just don't work out. They just stopped. Honestly, and they just stopped listening to his message as a defensive coach. And when that happens, and Jew, I think it was Jew that said this is not for long league. You can't go, you cannot. There's only so many quarterbacks and so many coaches that can consistently lose and still keep their job. Drew Brees, they were 7-9 for 3 years in a row. That's 3 losing seasons. That's enough to get you fired in today's NFL. So it's only so many teams so many courts that have that power. This is not the same NFL anymore. So when it comes down to it, I'm not gonna shit on DQ. He did a great job. I'm not gonna crap on TD. They did a great job. They had some hits and they had some misses. We wouldn't have Matt Ryan. We wouldn't have Julio Jones. We wouldn't have Grady Jarrett if it wasn't for Thomas Dimitroff. So I'm not going to sit here and say that, I'm glad this guy. Look, let's just start over. Positivity, man. You know what I'm saying? From this point out, we need to focus on how we can improve, evaluate these players that we do have, and move on. It's time to move on. It's a new day. It's a new day.
New day.
It's a new day. It's a new day, dog. It's serious. It's a new day for me. That's all I'm worried about.
Well, I'm gonna join in and be Mad Mike today, though, because I get your humbleness and your sweetness about this guy, but it's a fucking about time that he is gone. I'm sorry. Too many years with too many opportunities and chances. I'm absolutely ecstatic that Dan Quinn is gone. Thomas is gone. We need to go ahead and get rid of a couple of more. I'm not really sold on Raheem, but he's gonna he has 11 games to kind of show himself and prove himself. But everybody expecting him to save the day. Impossible. But he will try his hardest and everything that he can. I feel like sometimes maybe with the direction he did have, maybe he was held back just a little bit. So now we get to see exactly what he's all about when he has a little bit more leadership under his belt. I did see the conference today. He's very confident. He's excited to start and everything like that. So I'm not humble about this situation because I'm extremely happy that it happened. Now I want to see a bit more things to happen throughout the rest of this off season and during the season or whichever. They're probably not going to make any more big major moves right now because even Off the Blank did say that they're not trading anyone, anything for any kind of massive draft picks or anything like that. So I think this is just going to be a decision more closer to the post, after the season is over with. So I don't know. I'm just happy. I'm happy. I don't know about what y'all got to say, but I'm happy.
Like I say, it was just about that time. It was just about that time.
It's all about that time.
I mean, shoot.
It ain't much you can say about it. It really ain't much you can say about it.
If you saw Arthur Blank's face when he came down that field last week, said everything. That press conference said everything. He looked like Don Cornelius. Looked like Don Corleone. whatever Don you want to put in front of it. He basically just told the whole team, you better step up or you get stepped on.
Amen.
Like, bro ain't got too much. Like I said, he didn't seen Atlanta United win a championship. He got a little taste of that. He want that with the Falcons. That's what he wanted from the get-go. He want that championship with the Falcons. And
absolutely. Hey,
go ahead, Mike.
Let me say this. Let me say this. I'm just gonna address. I want to address this. This was gonna be my my 2 point.
Mike, I already know what. I think I know what you're looking at, Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, Nikki.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I told you. I'm with all the fuck shit today. Like I'm sorry for my language. No, I'm not. Fuck that. I'm not sorry for my language. I'm with all this shit today. All right. I'm just gonna say this, and this is what I've been dying to say. We got some. The reason why Atlanta Falcons Nation is the way it is because of our raggedy ass. That's why I've been saying we are the fucking problem. They don't respect us because we don't respect us. As soon as somebody doesn't live up to your punk ass, stupid ass, your expectations, you want to get rid of them. Don't give me this bullshit talking about Matt Ryan is 36 and he old. Tom Brady is 500 years old. He's Methuselah. He can't even move. He can't move off a spot. And y'all still cheering him. Y'all still talking about he's a GOAT. You still talking about Drew Brees and these guys going to win championships. Matt Ryan is 36 years old. And this is what you guys do to a guy that has been nothing but consistent. And now what you saying is a manifestation of what this team has been all the time. If Matt Ryan does not come through, the Falcons lose. If Matt Ryan doesn't come through, we lose. If he didn't have that EP season, we would not have had a Super Bowl. Let's be real, because that defense was trash even then. And then you want to talk about you want to bring Trevor Lawrence in. As soon as that rookie starts doing bad, your ass is going to be right back saying, oh, we need a black quarterback. And I'm just going to be real. As soon as he starts struggling, get that white boy off the field. That's what y'all going to say. You know it. I know it. But y'all don't want to tell the truth. Let's just be real. And like I said, I'm with it today. I'm reading all the comments and I'm giving all the fire. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of Atlanta Falcons Nation. I'm sick of y'all.
That ain't Atlanta Falcons
I'm sick
Nation.
of the journalists. I'm sick of the journalists. I'm sick of the fans. I'm sick of all of you. Because the journalists, as soon as something goes down, as soon as something go bad, what they doing? Writing articles. Arthur Blank wants to get rid of Matt Ryan. Arthur Blank wants to get rid of Julio Jones. You're the problem. It's not the players. You're the problem.
Well, that was the Mad Mike we was waiting on.
I completely agree with Mike, though. And I want to kind of piggyback on what he was talking about. It's so crazy how, like, Matt Ryan will make one mistake. Like Sunday, I got on my show and I talked about it. We talked about it after the game that Matt Ryan made a bad pass. That pass to Russell Gage in the end zone was a back-breaking turnover. But at the end of the day, how many times have we seen Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady make a mistake on the goal line when the game on the line? Nobody says nothing. But why don't we say anything?
Nothing.
Because their defense bail them out. We remember in the Super Bowl when the Seahawks were getting ready to score a touchdown. All they had to do was get a ball to beast mode. What they do? Try to throw a slant pattern, intercepted by Malcolm Butler. But what happens? Everybody always praises Tom Brady. No matter if somebody else steps up on his team and makes a play, Tom Brady always gets all the credit. He gets all the glory. But when he makes a mistake, because he's quote unquote the GOAT, nobody says anything. Matt Ryan makes one mistake and it's like, the worst thing in the world. Like everybody was waiting for Matt Ryan to make one mistake on Sunday so they can say, well, see, this is why we need a new quarterback. But he's been the guy that's keeping us in these games, real talk. When you score 39 points against Dallas, when you score 30-some points against Chicago, Like those games are not on Matt Ryan. Yeah, every quarterback has a bad game here and there. But like Mike said, the problem with Falcons fans is we're flaky. We're real flaky. Like we're with our players one game when they're doing well, but as soon as they make one mistake, we're on their back. And the thing about it that kind of pisses me off is we do it with the players we want to do it with. Like we praise Michael Vick, but Michael Vick had bad games, believe it or not. Any player that you like, Julio Jones has had bad games. Calvin Ridley has had bad games.
He dropped the game-winning offensive touchdown. He dropped a vital touchdown. Nobody got on him and said trade him. Let's trade Julio. Nobody
he played terrible against Green Bay. Ain't nobody say trade Calvin Ridley. Mike got on here and talked about it on our last show. Like Calvin Ridley had 0 catches against Green Bay. He played terrible on Monday night. He was slipping, falling.
5 targets. He had 0 catches and 5 targets, and those balls, a lot of them was right there, right near him, and nothing happened.
Nothing happened. So I'm like, if you guys are going to be on Matt Ryan's back like that, we got to keep that same energy with everybody. We can't just treat Matt Ryan one way, and then the players that we like, we're not going to criticize them. We got to criticize the whole team, and that's why I've been trying to say that this whole time.
I apologize. I'm talking too much, but I gotta say this.
Go ahead, Mike.
I gotta say this too. What happened to the pass rush? Where was Grady Jarrett? Where was he? Because that motherfucker was MIA. MIA. Where was he? Where was Debo? Come on, Falcons Nation. Don't get quiet on me now. Where were they? These guys is getting paid big time. KStylz, go, do your thing.
Well, I can tell you what it was at.
Asking the question.
No. I'm gonna tell you what it was at. They were trying to go to the Chick-fil-A aisle and they forgot it was closed on Sunday.
Nah, tell the truth, KStylz. They was on the side of a milk carton, dog. All of them on the side of a milk carton, dog. We got ran through by Mike Davis. I didn't even know who Mike Davis was, dog. He ran through us like he was goddamn Beast mode. Derrick Henry. He was carrying 3-4 Falcons. Getting after contact, I don't know how many times I see him carry 3 or 4 Falcons for 5 more yards and get first downs. Like on that last drive, we talk about running the football. They had like 8 minutes left in the game. They literally drained it all the way down just by running the ball. They ran the ball. They were getting like 10 yards a clip. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, Teddy Bridgewater looked like he was just shot that he had time. It was crazy. Yeah, that was just not good. Like you said, Drew, his jersey was pretty much clean the whole game.
He was at a passing camp, dog. You might as well say they was flag football. They weren't even getting a hand on that man, dog. He was chilling.
The paid man in passing camp.
And like I said,
what? Yeah, that right there.
Like I said, Grady Jarrett was nowhere to be found. And like I love Grady, but I gotta call a spade a spade. You can't be disappearing, getting paid that much money. He disappeared. There was no pressure at all in the middle or from the edges. Nothing. No, that dude was literally playing patty cake with the ball. Like,
we got a comment. Prince Ward said Dion has been playing weak since the Cowboys game. I would say the whole defense been playing weak. I don't even need to single nobody out. I'm just gonna call the whole defense. Everybody on the defense playing sorry. Everybody, because nobody's getting turnovers. At the end of the day, I love what Raheem Moore said today in his press conference. Now I don't know if it's gonna resonate with the players, but he said it today. We need to dominate. That's basically what he said in his press conference today, that we need to dominate. We got to put our foot on these teams' throat. We have to take the ball back. We haven't been taking the ball back. I don't remember the last time we had a dang on turnover. We ain't had one against Carolina. And I don't remember the last time the defense had an interception. I think it was Bleedy Way against Chicago. That's the last turnover I remember. But the defense is just not doing their job all the way around. The guys that got paid, like Keanu Neal's not making those splash plays. Deion Jones ain't doing nothing. And that's why every show we like, where are the leaders on this defense? Like nobody's doing nothing. Dante Fowler ain't doing nothing. Like everybody that we expected to come out and actually, do something to be playmakers. I haven't seen the playmakers on the defensive side of the ball. And that's the problem. And that's the reason why I've been saying, I don't see this team turning it around. As much as I like to be the voice of reason and be like, it's still 11 games left and stuff like that. If you let a team run through you, they didn't even have Christian McCaffrey. They got some guy off the street. Mike Davis ain't nothing special, and he running on us like he Barry Sanders or somebody. So I'm like, if he doing that to us, what we think Dalvin Cook gonna do to us this week? He 20 times better than Mike Davis, so we better come with it. That's all I gotta say. We better come with it.
I'm about to say, you want to know where the defense was as well? I found them at the toy store. I want you to look at this.
No, Lord. So
this is where the defense was. Do y'all see that? Cupcake and a motherfucker.
Cupcake.
Man.
With the dress on, too.
Oh, man.
That's how they was getting
What the dresses on?
I had to do it. I'm sorry, I had to do it. It just like you said, it's just that bad where, like you said, you have a quarterback literally sitting in the pocket for 6 seconds, looking at your pass rush, looking like, why are y'all not coming to me?
I like what Big Nasty said. RD is soft as fuck, no swagger, no confidence till they make it play.
Yeah,
I don't see confidence.
That's right there. Oh my God, that in itself.
But it was like listening to that Lisa Fisher song, "How Can I Ease the Pain?" That's exactly how we felt. How can he ease the pain? This change is kind of what it needed because, like, I think everybody just needed that fire in their ass.
Yeah. Well, everybody need to be put on notice. And I talked about it. Now that Dan Quinn's going, it's no excuses now. Like, the bullseye on everybody back. Go out there and perform. It's no more excuses about, you ain't going to have to hear in the media sessions, are y'all fighting for Dan Quinn? Dan Quinn's gone. So now, the clock is on everybody. Everybody's being watched. The camera's watching everybody, the film. When we cut the film on, we watching every single one of these players. And trust me, the way that Arthur Blank was talking, because everybody's talking about Matt Ryan and Julio, and I talked about this in my video that I made. When he said that no players are safe, and that he doesn't want to basically say what players are untouchable because he's going to allow the new GM and the new head coach to come in and do that. He's not referring to Matt Ryan. He's not referring to Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones. I mean, if you're a coach and you're thinking that those players are going, you're just a dummy. Because any coach or GM,
say it again.
You're a dummy. You're a dummy. You're a dummy. Like anybody in their right mind, if you're a new coach coming in or a new GM, what coach or GM is coming in and the first player they saying we need to cut is Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Grady Jarrett? Nobody. The first player probably gonna be cut is Isaiah Oliver. To be real with you,
woo! Wow,
that's probably gonna be the first player cut. Real talk, because he's the one that everybody picking on over and over again every week. Just to be honest with you, I hate to single players out, but let's be real. Like every Sunday, what player we consistently see getting burnt like chicken? Isaiah Oliver.
I know who you're talking about. I found his profile picture too. You want me to bring that up too?
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Break it up. Oh man. That's him.
That's him.
That's him.
That's
every
him.
Sunday.
That's Isaiah Oliver in the clinch. Right there.
He's awful.
No.
Do you see scraping the toast?
Hey, man.
That's powdered toast, man, right?
With the toast, scrape the toast.
Mr. Toast, that's right.
Mr. Toast.
Yeah. But
What y'all think? Ricardo Allen might be gone.
Yeah.
Hey, all of them guys is gone, man. If your contract up, hey, look, I'm telling y'all, when that new regime come in, I can see Keanu Neal being gone. I can see Ricardo Allen being gone. The only players in that secondary that's safe in my book is Kendall Sheffield and AJ Terrell. Everybody else, because I like Darqueze Dennard, but he's only on a 1-year deal. So are we going to really pay him next year when we can just go out and draft another corner in the later rounds, or we can bring in somebody else? We're not going to possibly pay him. We need to pay a defensive lineman. We need a defensive tackle that can play next to Grady, that can actually dominate. That's what's really hurting Grady. Like, as much as Mike was saying we didn't see him on Sunday and we didn't, Grady needs a partner. Point blank in the period. It's just like when they took Ndamukong Suh from Aaron Donald. You only can be so dominant when you're playing with a bunch of cupcakes next to you. I'm sorry. These guys are playing like cupcakes. We can't expect Grady Jarrett to beat double teams and triple teams every single game and nobody else is stepping up. Like, he needs help on that defensive line. So in the draft, I don't want to hear nothing about a quarterback, us drafting a quarterback. We need to fix the trenches. The defensive line is despicable. Like, teams are just running. I don't care what running back we play against. It seems like every running back comes in and gets 100 yards. Like it's nothing. We've seen that on Sunday. Mike Davis looked like a Pro Bowler. And I'm telling you right now, he's not a Pro Bowler. Because I've seen his games, his tape prior to playing us. We made him look like a Pro Bowler. And that's effort. That's why I'm saying that this team is not performing, because you got 3 and 4 guys coming in for a tackle and you got one guy carrying everybody. That's effort. That has nothing to do with talent at that point. That's all effort.
This kind of goes in the line of what you guys are talking about. But for Prince Ward, where would y'all start to build this defense?
Yeah, I was just saying, with the defensive line, it has to start with the defensive line up front. If you can affect the quarterback, you can win in this league. You don't affect the quarterback, you're not winning, period. You can't stop the run, and you let a quarterback sit back there and scan the field. I don't care if you got 4 Deion Sanders in the back in your secondary. You only can cover for so long, especially in this cupcake soft league where now if you touch somebody, if you try to lay a hit, everything is defenseless receiver. Look, I don't care how good your corners are. You only can cover for so long, especially now with all these mobile quarterbacks scrambling around like Russell Wilson, like Aaron Rodgers that can improvise, like a Pat Mahomes. You only can cover for so long. So you need the pressure to get to the quarterback after at least 3 to 5 seconds. If that pressure ain't there by the end, if you're expecting these guys to cover for 8 seconds, 10 seconds, look, somebody gonna eventually break open. Even if they break their route off and come back to the quarterback, somebody's gonna get open eventually. And that's the problem. It's the secondary to me. Yeah, Isaiah Oliver played bad last game, but to me, the secondary actually looked better to me with AJ Terrell and with Kendall Sheffield back there. But there was no pressure getting to the quarterback. So he was chilling. Bridgewater was chilling. If you got any quarterback that's decent, that's accurate, and they got all day, they're going to be able to make a slant pattern. That's not hard to throw a slant pass. He was not throwing no deep passes on Sunday. All of those passes were 3-step drops mainly.
Yeah. KStylz, man, dude.
I say before I go, like I said, I'm gonna give some more shout outs. I'm gonna shout out ATL1, CJ Goat TV, Ezekiel King, what's happening, bro? Andrew G. I'm gonna get to some more of y'all later. But like you said, you gotta beef that defensive line up. This league, you need beef up there. You need size up there. You got a lot of undersized defensive linemen. Well, hell, this defense is undersized, period. And like you said, the way that these players is coming out now, they bigger, but they faster. So you don't necessarily have to have a 6 foot, 275 pound defensive lineman. You got guys that about 6'4", 320 that can move like they wide receivers now. Like you said, you have to have that size up there. You got to push the pocket. Like, you got to have the edge. It's all there. Like I said, that's going to go to my point with Mike about Tad McKinley's sorry ass. Let me go ahead and put his profile picture back up.
Hey, put it back up. Hey, man.
But the thing, like,
hey, look, man.
But the thing is,
cupcake.
I wasn't gonna do it, but I had to do it, man. I had to do it. But like they said,
we gotta get to that. Oh, thank you. Oh my God. Thank you for the super chat. We definitely getting to that. I got something to say about that one. We got something to say. That's gonna be my 2 points. So you guys stay to the end of the show. But that we go. I'm gonna speak on that. I appreciate that, Big Surge. But we definitely gonna talk about that. As a matter of fact, Nah. We're gonna stay on this. Defense. That's just.
What big sir?
Mac, you want to say something? About the defense? What you see in the defense? Where you want to like? If you want anything, like, what do you notice about this defense that is the weakness of a defense that kind of bothers you? Which you see the defense that's lacking?
I mean, to me, it just feels like, and this is going beyond just this season. Like, we act like we don't know how to tackle. We act like we don't know how to apply pressure. And, it's just, to me, it just feels like everybody's getting a paycheck here in defense. It's no heart. I mean, the only time that they might have some kind of excitement is, let's say, Tack, his big ass. When he do something, it's all, we're going to bump heads and, everybody excited. But
he wanted to dance.
I feel like these quarterbacks have a lot too much time on the field. I'd be pissed off. They have enough time to call their mama and everything. With that, to me, it just don't make no sense to me. It's just, this has been going on too long. So to fix it, we need to just kind of, honestly, I say blow it up, to be real. That's just how I feel. Blow it all the way up, because this is ridiculous, and it should be next man up. If somebody is going down, it needs to be next man up. It's like they just be looking over here like, what we do next? Like, tackle. The fuck's wrong with y'all? That's just me. I don't see nothing that we can do at this point. We need to go ahead and, get everybody in draft. Everybody want to get a quarterback. Everybody want to trade this for this and that. No, we need defense all the way. Bottom line. Get some young cats in here that are ready to do it. And hopefully COVID is over with so they can practice. And because I don't make that as an excuse either.
Right.
This game ain't nothing wrong with you. COVID, you should have been practicing. You should know what your job is. That's no excuse either. So I just don't feel like this defense is going to get to us where we need to be with any coach.
That goes right in line. That goes perfectly in line where I'm like, I'm just going to, like, I said this, like, I'm kind of pissed off. If you guys haven't heard me say this before, I've said this over and over again, that they created Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn created a culture of I was about to say something else, a bad word. I was about to say a bad word, but they created a culture of soft as whiny crybabies. Like, I can't even say whiny crybabies because they don't have no damn emotions. It's like Rain Man, you know what I'm saying? They really like playing on the field like Rain Man. No emotions whatsoever. It's just, yep, oh, you got to go that slant right there. Oh, that's a slant. Oh, that's 9 route. Oh, he's running fast. He's running. He's a big guy. Like, no emotion. Everything is so robotic. Like, nobody's thinking. Nobody has any type of emotion. And this is what really pisses me off about this team and how that defense was built. You talk about fast and physical and communication, and your 3 captains are scared to open their damn mouth to make the right calls. Deion Jones is not making the calls. Ricardo Allen is not making the calls. They looking at each other. It's like, who's gonna say something? It's like, who's gonna say something? Everybody looking at everybody with their hand on their hips, looking at each other. Are you gonna say something? You gonna say something? You gonna say something? Who's gonna step up? Grady Jarrett, yeah, he playing hard, but Grady Jarrett ain't saying nothing. This is a culture of soft-ass weak players. They're weak. Let's just be honest. These dudes are weak. And if you want to change a culture, I don't even give a damn about, this defense is young enough. You can get rid of a Grady Jarrett and still not suffer. Like, you can get rid of a Grady Jarrett and still not suffer. Okay? You can trade him for some picks and then get younger, draft a defensive end or draft his replacement, get younger, because the guys that they have on the field, I don't see Deion Jones getting mad on the sideline. I don't see Grady Jarrett getting mad on the sideline. I don't see Ricardo Allen, Keanu Hill. Those dudes are just, it's like they don't even have emotions. It's like they really are robotic. Nobody is screaming. Nobody's upset. Nobody's happy. Like, it's nothing. What? Like, I don't even know if you're real. Are you a real person? It's nothing. They created, Thomas Dimitroff and Dan Quinn had to go because they created an environment that nobody would talk back to them. No one questioned their methods. No one would question their scheme. That's what they wanted, and they got that.
I want to address
They got exactly what they want.
I want to address this comment that was earlier about, we don't need an elite defense. Nobody said we got to have a perfect defense, but we don't have a defense at this point. Defense does win championships, and nobody fears Atlanta Falcons right about now. Let's be real. Nobody fearing us. Ain't anybody they fearing is Julio at this point when he's healthy.
That's it.
Ridley, anything like that. But defense, they already know it's a cakewalk, especially after the half.
That's double team Grady Jarrett. We be good. Double, triple team Grady. We good. That's it. That's it. They ain't gonna get mad. They ain't gonna bleed. They just gonna stay regular ass cover 3 in that regular ass zone the whole damn game without making no adjustments.
That's exactly what the problem is, y'all. Like, and that's why I talked about the Falcons really need to go out and get some edgy players, man. Some guys that's gonna come in here, be physical. You need some tone setters. That's one thing that I loved about Keanu Neal when he first came to the team. He was that hammer, man. He was that guy that you came across the middle, I'm gonna lay you out. He was a tone setter. Deion Jones, I really feel like we're gonna see how they play this Sunday now that Dan Quinn is out. That's gonna show me a lot of if the players, was it just Dan Quinn's voice? Because everybody's excuse is they got tired of hearing Dan Quinn. They needed a new voice. So now you have a new voice as the head coach. You're hearing what his expectations are. Let's see if we see these guys come out and can Raheem Morris light a fire under these guys' feet and get them to come play. Personally, how I'm cut from the cloth of why does a coach have to motivate you? I want players that's going to go out there and they're just tired of getting embarrassed and they're going to come out there and be some head busters.
Yes.
To me, and that's my biggest problem with people saying fire Dan Quinn, fire Dan Quinn. My point is this is their job. They're making millions, multi-millions of dollars. You out here getting embarrassed like Mike was saying. Why are we not seeing any emotion out of these guys? So that's why I'm kind of feeling like maybe it was Dan Quinn because you guys out here getting your tail whooped every Sunday. This is embarrassing. It got to be embarrassing more to you than the head coaches and the coaches. So why are you not getting upset out there? Because like you said, I haven't seen nobody get upset. I haven't seen nobody throw a cooler or throw a Gatorade bottle or throw a helmet. To me, the guys are just actually out there accepting it. Like they're taking it. And I'm like, if that's the case, then it makes you look like you're out there stealing money. That's what it looked like to me. Like everybody's just happy to get their paycheck. It don't look like nobody's mad that we're on a 5-game losing streak. It looks like we as the fans are more upset than they are after the game. All I keep hearing is, yeah, we love Dan Quinn. Like you said, like robots. We hear the same thing every single Sunday after the game. So I'm ready to see somebody get pissed off. So hopefully this week we see Raheem Morris can light a fire under these guys' feet. But at the end of the day, if we have some real dogs on this team, you don't wait for a coach to get you fired up. You think Ray Lewis and Terrell Suggs and Ed Reed needed to wait to hear Rex Ryan or any of them coaches tell them what to do? Those guys knew what to do. At halftime, when they talking about Dan Quinn went in at halftime, what did you say to the players? Half the time, I don't even think those coaches went in the locker room with Ray Lewis and them. They police themselves. And that's the problem with our players. And that's the reason why I say these players are soft, because if they weren't, they would police themselves. Like, why do you need a coach to yell and scream at you? You know you're not doing your job. So you guys need to get on each other. That's what real leaders do. Real leaders go in and they actually go in and they go and talk to the troops. They don't wait for the coach to tell them what to tell the players. They snap somebody up by the collar and say, look, man, you're not doing your job. Let's go. I know you can play better than this. They'll walk up to Isaiah Oliver and say, get beat one more time and see what happens. Like, I need somebody on this team like that. That's going to put everybody in check. And it can't always be the coach. It got to be one of the players that's on the field. That's got to keep these guys in line. If you got that C on your chest, like Grady Jarrett, like Ricardo Allen, you got to prove it. Like that C means nothing if you're not out there talking, if you're not out there communicating, and if you're not out there leading your troops. Point blank in the period.
I want to say this to Archangel. It pisses me off too when there is no passion, and you can definitely see all this that brotherhoodness, or we gonna support our our coach and everything else. It just sounds like they were always afraid. Like someone said, when we had the guys on the show, and they basically said that they was afraid of Dan Reeves. You know what I'm saying? When he came into
first draft and Keenan Corning, they said they was afraid of Dan Reeves. They had that fear in them.
They don't have that fear for Dan Quinn. It's always, we're gonna do it better next time, because you can even hear it in Matt Ryan's speeches. It's the same exact thing for every player. So me honestly, blow up the defense, but everybody needs to be held, accountable for their actions. It needs to be a bit more passion. It needs to be a bit more aggressiveness. We need leaders in the locker room as well. So you can't depend on your coach. You can't depend on off the blank to get this team together. You fucking go off. You know what your role is. If you are the one that steps up, if you are the veteran, be a veteran. Teach them.
Bam.
Lead. We don't need just everybody Matt Ryan needs to be a leader, but Matt Ryan is not the only one playing. I'm sorry. Everybody has a position, and everybody know what they need to do.
52 other guys on that field. Somebody got to say, go KStylz, do your thing, bro.
Cause like I said, you need that leadership. Right now, the way that this team looking like, it's like watching another episode of Teletubbies. It's like Inky Winky, and nobody's holding each other accountable. Like I said, I agree with what Maggie said. Like I said, you gotta put your foot in somebody's ass. Dan Reeves bought the best out of everybody. Like I said, Keenan Forney and Chris Draft said it best. Like I said, when he came in, he demanded respect and accountability. Mm-hmm. That's what Dan Quinn lacked. It's like you put Timmy on a timeout instead of putting your foot in his ass. He's like, oh, I can get away with whatever. Because
I'm gonna have my job tomorrow.
Exactly.
They know it.
Like I said, if I mess up, I'm gonna get fired. With him, you mess up, you're gonna get a cookie.
So, baby, you do better next time.
I said, gosh, darling Timmy, we'll do better next time. Like, mother, we down by 30 points. What the fuck you want us to do? You gotta lead us. You gotta lead us in the battle, bro. But like you said, the leaders in the locker room, like I said, everybody that, like you say, everybody got that C on their chest has a responsibility to lead these troops in the battle. That's Grady Jarrett, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones. That's everybody that got the C on their chest. Like I said, you don't need the coach to do it. Like you said, you have to take the initiatives to go out there and say, fuck this coaching staff, let's win it all.
There you go.
Go rogue. Like I said a long time ago, go rogue. I need somebody to go out there and make a play, man. Forget all of that. Well, we need the coach to tell me. Like, no. You guys are veterans. You guys been in this system for how long? You know how to run a cover 3 or whatever you out there running. And if you don't like the cover 3, blitz. Do something you don't supposed to do. You losing anyway. I need to see somebody get upset, dog. And that's the problem. Like you said, we see no emotion out of these players. So it looks like you guys are okay with losing. Because I don't see nobody. They not talking to each other. I don't see nothing out of nobody. Everybody mute out there.
Everybody's just looking at each other. Everybody's just looking at like some damn cowards. They just looking at each other.
Yeah, I'm finna make a phone call to New Jack to come coach this team.
Hey, that might work. Yeah, that might work. Every sky, yeah, you have some fear.
They gonna really straighten up. Smoking pistol shavings and everything.
Yeah, culture is everything, man.
It's the culture.
Yeah, culture is everything.
You
That
have
culture
to
is
have that
everything.
culture. Like it is. It is. You got to have that coach. Like I don't even care about players at this. I think we have a very good, talented team. Like even with the front four we have, these guys are talented. It was never about the talent. Never about the talent. When you can beat teams and like hang with teams like Seattle, and you beat the Super Bowl, like one of the Super Bowl contestants last year, like we beat. So it's no longer about talent. Okay, it's not about talent anymore. We can just etch that. I'm not concerned about talent because as long as you can contend and hang with a guy like Russell Wilson, a Kyle Shanahan defense last year, like they was taking it to that defense with Nick Bosa. You know what I'm saying? Like those guys, they were taking it to him. Like Chris Lindstrom almost tried to decapitate Nick Bosa. He tried to kill that dude. So don't guys have the talent. They have the talent, so it's clearly not that. And why I keep saying this over and over again. This is why I'm saying this. This is why I'm saying this. You guys, I know y'all gonna let out a sigh or moan as soon as I say this. This is the reason you need a Rex Ryan. Rex don't give a what you think about him. He don't give a damn. He's gonna make sure he goes on that field. He's gonna talk his in the press conference. He's gonna tell you to your face, "I'm gonna kick your ass." What you gonna do about it? I'm gonna stop Tom Brady. What are you gonna do about it? He's gonna tell you what he's gonna do it, and his defenses are going to make it happen. Every time Rex Ryan says something, it happens. On his defensive side of the ball, can't say nothing about the offense. On the defensive side of the ball, Rex Ryan's defenses always get it done. What you're seeing in Buffalo right now, Rex Ryan set the foundation for that defense. Let's give this guy's credit. He set the foundation of that Buffalo team you see right now. Why do you not want him? You guys are emotional. You guys are just weak when it comes down to it. You scared of success. Falcons fans are scared of success. And guys, big mouths. It's that simple. You want a guy that you like. You can laugh and kick it with.
They want a flashy, humble guy. We need somebody that's going to get in because Falcons ain't never had that.
That's what they need. We've never had that.
They want
We just need
a coach.
Well, we just need somebody, like they said, that's gonna come in here and bring a culture and that's gonna actually get his team an identity. I really don't care who the coach is, as long as he brings some type of identity, because it's like Dan Quinn came here with that fast and physical stuff, but our team has never been fast and physical. Like, we fast when we're not physical. That's the problem. Like, how many times Mike Kimmy said
that's the best. That's funny.
Falcons draft high character players. They need dudes with DUI. That's what I'm talking about.
We need rough.
We don't need all these. We don't need all these quad boys. I've been saying that for the longest. Hey, look, that's why I was happy that Dante Fowler came here. Yeah, he ain't did a bunch since he been here, but at least he a rough rider. Like, I need me some rough riders. Forget all these quad boys. Football, and that's the reason why I was glad when Vic Beasley left, because to me, Vic Beasley, when he started talking about, I just want to be a pastor. I don't want to, football's not. I was like, see, here we go. It's nothing wrong with being a pastor, but you got to be trying to be the minister of defense. If you're talking about you want to be a pastor, yeah, man, between those white lines, you got to be
on your own damn time. It ain't time to read the damn Bible. We need to put somebody in the damn face right about it, okay?
Exactly.
Hit him up out of here with your damn helmet. You know what I'm saying? Just run up to him, just take your helmet out there upside the head with the helmet.
Exactly.
Like I tell people,
like Chubb did. Like Chubb did.
Hey, man. Like I said, man, go out there and knock somebody out. Go out there and knock somebody out, and then you pray for them and you revive them. But when we between them white lines to play football, you got to be you got to have some screws loose up top a little bit to play in the NFL. But these players, man, they're trying to be nice guys. And you got to go out there and you got to be willing to step on somebody. When you play football, especially as a defensive player, and it's one thing I want to switch gears really quick, because we were talking about the defense, but this goes for the offense too. Dirk Cutter, if you watch the game Sunday and Gurley went crazy, you have to allow your offensive line to run block. Allow them to go in there and shorten some nets. That's another reason why we soft. On offense, we want to throw the ball 40 times and have these guys backpedaling the whole game and on their heels. Mm-hmm. No, let Chris Lindstrom, let Caleb McGarry, let all of these guys up front, James Carpenter, let Alex Mack and Matthews, let them guys go forward. Let those guys be aggressive. Like, let those guys run block. Because you seen on Sunday, they couldn't stop us. When we was running the ball, we was imposing our will on the Panthers. They couldn't stop our running game. And that's one thing that I would say about Rex Ryan, too, is Mike know what Rex Ryan all about. He about ground and pound and play good defense. So at least if I know if we did bring in Rex Ryan, he's going to establish that we're going to be a tough team. Just like in Seattle. People keep getting mixed up. One thing about Seattle, yeah, Dan Quinn was in Seattle, but they were a ground and pound team when they won the Super Bowl.
Exactly.
It just now became a team that spreads it out with Russell Wilson. In those Super Bowl years, they were a team that they was coming down and they were shortening people's neck. We're going to run the ball. We're going to play tough defense with the Legion of Boom. And that's another thing that people keep getting twisted. I keep saying it. It wasn't just about the Legion of Boom. People forget that defensive line was nasty. Cliff Averill. They had some guys up there. Bruce Irvin. They had some monsters on that defensive line. Michael Bennett. Michael Bennett is a dog. Like, you need those guys up front. They could run that cover 3 because they could get pressure with that front 4. And that's our problem. Like, yeah, we trying to run Seattle's defense, but we don't have those playmakers that Seattle had. Not on the defensive line and not in the secondary. And that's the biggest problem with this Falcons team is like, if you're going to be a physical team, you can't be sitting there talking about we're going to throw it 50 times. No, you got to run the ball and allow your offensive line to impose their will. You can't impose your will when you're throwing the ball 50 times. That's the problem.
I about to say, Tavares Griffin with the 299s, appreciate it, man. He said, how about Jim Harbaugh?
Hey, I like Jim Harbaugh because Jim Harbaugh.
Hey, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
When he was with the 49ers, he's just like Rex Ryan, even just in the offensive style. He going to run the ball. Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember when he had Frank Gore, but we should remember that NFC Championship game when in that second half, Colin Kaepernick and them guys ran the ball right down our throat. Like, Jim Harbaugh is one of those guys. If it's fourth and 1, 3rd and 1, 30 inches, he ain't dropping back the pass. He going to put all of his guys, he going to get in a goal line. He going to get in a goal line and run the ball. He going to go right up between the teeth. He's one of those tough-minded head coaches. If you look in Baltimore, his brother John Harbaugh, the Ravens are a physical team. They've always been a physical team. So his brother going to do the same exact thing. And Jim Harbaugh is another guy, like Mike said. He's one of those guys that a lot of people think is a jerk because he's going to talk his stuff in the media. Jim Harbaugh ain't going to hold his tongue for nobody. So he's one of them guys I like, too, because he's going to hold you accountable. Let you miss an assignment. Oliver would have been benched if Jim Harbaugh was here. And that's what we need. Guys are not being held accountable. Point blank in the period. I don't care if you got to put a practice squad guy in. By now, Oliver should have been benched because I've seen him give up a big play in every single game. And that's bad. That's bad when you have one player consistently being bullied and picked on, and y'all just keep throwing this man out there saying that he's not confident. Like, the Panthers, Teddy Bridgewater saw a bullseye on that dude back. Whoever Oliver was covering, he was looking to go there first. That was his first read. And that's a shame. That's coaching. That's not even on the player at that point. That's coaching. You have to be willing to bench players if they're not getting the job done. And Jim Harbaugh, he's one of those guys that's going to play physical. He's a guy that believes in defense and he believes in running the ball. That's why he went back to Michigan. And that's why he went back to college to coach Michigan. Because Michigan, they believe in running the football and playing good defense. That's what Michigan football is about.
Hey, I want to throw something out there, y'all. I know some people are watching the Braves game, but we just got another run and we got the bases loaded. Oh my God. So just letting y'all know.
Mix it up, baby. Mix it up.
So let's go Braves. But anyway, keep going.
Man, what you think, Mike, about Jim Harbaugh? I know what you feel about him, probably. Same thing with the Rex Ryan. Man. That's Rex Ryan's brother, dog.
That's it. I don't give it. Like, I honestly don't care who I really don't care who the coach is, but they have to establish that culture of we're like Pittsburgh. I say Pittsburgh. I love Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is one of my favorite organizations. They establish who they are and they don't deviate from that. Yeah, they modernize their offense for the most part, but that defense has never changed. That defense is who it is. That's who they are. They're going to be a 34, and they're going to play their brand of football. They're going to they're going to score points, and they're going to play the same offense. Maybe they will modernize their offense for the most part, but defensively, that's who they are. The Falcons, from year to year, it seems like under Dan Quinn, the defense has changed. What 4-3 under, or we're 4-3, or just a normal 4-3, or we're a big nickel team. Like, what the hell are we? We have no idea. Our personnel is all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
No identity. We're gonna run fast. We're gonna tackle well. We don't know. We have no idea what we are. So when it comes down to it, I just want a head coach that can establish a culture of something. A culture of something. That's all I need. A culture of something. Falcons, we all know that from game to game, step back 34 times every. That's the only thing we know for sure. That's the only thing for sure for this team. Matt Ryan is going to go it 30 to 40 times. So yes, I would like a Jim. I would like that.
Yeah. If you look at the way he built that team, well, the main culture they had was toughness and accountability.
Mm-hmm.
Like the couple comments that said before, we got the Legion of Soft right now.
I like this comment from Anthony Wright.
Cause the thing is, I think the problem is we cannot be trying to build our team to be the Seattle of the South, the whatever of the South. We have to build our own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the problem comes in. We try to be like everybody else instead of trying to build our own stuff. Like I said, Jim Harbaugh, hey, he was tough on his players.
You spoke us, man. You spoke the truth.
He was tough on his players, but they ain't get to the NFC Championship game 3 years in a row for no reason now.
Yeah.
He got the best out of his players. And he might be up a bargain because he ain't beating Ohio State. So he's out there now.
Oh, I want to read this one right here with Anthony Wright. I don't want to cut you off, Ju, but I saw that too. A report from NFL Network, Michael Silver, that said a former unnamed Falcon player stated to him that when the Falcons lost, I thought they had a name. Then I think about it. It was somebody that might have said it. But anyway, lost the 2017 divisional playoff game to Philly. The Brotherhood died that night.
I was going to address that too when you were saying it, Maggie. I don't see my thing about when people say something died. This to me is a problem for me because I feel like we got to be more mentally tough. Like I remember when we lost the Super Bowl, everybody was like, the Falcons are not going back to the playoffs. They're not going back to the Super Bowl because every team experiences that Super Bowl hangover. That's what I remember everybody saying. The Falcons not going to do anything next year because it's impossible to bounce back from 28-3. But personally, I feel like if you're mentally tough and you're not soft, you can bounce back. We proved it because we got back to the playoffs. We went 10-6. We went and beat the Rams in that the wild card game in LA, and that was against a prime Todd Gurley, if you guys remember. And then we went and we faced the Eagles, and really we dominated the Eagles in that game. We just made a bunch of mistakes. Keanu Neal dropped the interception. I remember it was a ton of plays in that game that we just didn't make. And to be honest, we were on the goal line and could have scored, but what happened? The Falcons went away from our identity.
A fullback corner route. Corner route with a damn fullback.
Exactly. No identity.
I'm about to say, they ain't even talking about that jet sweep they ran on the goal line, too.
Exactly.
Raymond.
We tried to do a shuffle pass to Teron Ward, you guys remember. A shuffle pass. And that's the problem. That's the problem right there. It's like I don't agree when people say like something died on a certain and on a particular game. I feel like if that's the case, you're mentally weak, and I don't want to be a part of a team that's soft. Like you gotta always feel like you're the best. I've never heard the Steelers, like Mike was saying, teams that have a culture, a winning culture. Seattle, if you think about it, which is worse? Seattle, they had the game won. It was on the goal line. That could have ruined Russell Wilson. But he's now playing even better. Like he threw a pick, a game-losing pick. Like if he was mentally weak, that would have ended, like that would have made his career go in a downward spiral. But it was like he learned from that mistake and he got better. And that's the problem when I hear players say, like, when we lost a certain game, we're never going to be the same or something like that. Like, to me, you got to be mentally stronger than that and tougher than that. If you're that mentally weak, and it's probably true because the Falcons have went downhill since then. So I'm not saying that player is lying, but if that's the case, I feel like our players are mentally weak if you couldn't rebound from a loss. Like, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But championship players like Tom Brady, he's won Super Bowls, he's lost Super Bowls. What makes him great is he have a never say die mentality. Because if he was weak, mentally weak, and the Patriots were mentally weak, when we had them down 28-3, they would have just quit. But they kept fighting. And that's the problem as a Falcons organization. Hopefully we can bring in a coach that's going to get mentally tough players in here that we can bring a championship to the organization. Because personally, if that's the case, that after that 2017 playoff run, all of those players kind of quit. If that's the case, then they mentally weak. And I hope that's not the case. Because we ain't gonna never win a championship as long as we got those players that's mentally weak. Because football is more mental than physical, believe it or not. So, what y'all think, KStylz and Mike? What y'all think?
Yeah. Well, it's nothing. You pretty much said everything I need that I was gonna say. I mean, like I said, you don't want to be associated with weak. Like I said, as a pride as a player. Yeah, as a pride as a human being, you don't want to be seen as weak. You take pride in what you do. Like I said, the NFC Championship game, like you said, that right there, like you said, you run the shovel pass, jet sweep. Like I said, instead of just trying to pound the rock in it.
Yeah, man.
It was kind of like I said, I could see where he said it was kind of like it. I wouldn't say it died. I'd say it was kind of like the trickle downfall because it was like I said, after that Super Bowl loss, it should have been just like an immediate fire lock. Fuck it, we getting back, and it didn't seem like it. Like I said, you got it that year. But after that year, it was like 7-9. That it ain't go up, and that's what made him get fired. Instead of a progression going up, is declining going down.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Like I said, and the brother, like I said, it just made it seem like that brotherhood was just something you put on a T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta Falcons brotherhood. I felt bad for Derek Moore. He made that good ass speak about the brotherhood, and they tarnished it.
Hey man, let me just say this about Shea Buttercream Bryant. Up here, this man on everybody nuts. He on Brady nuts. He on damn Wilson nuts. Like, what hell team you got? Like, what is your damn team? Are you a Falcons fan or you just a damn nut rider? I'm here talking about Brady the God, like Brady's the GOAT. And Wilson is a god. What the hell Wilson done did? He ain't won nothing. He ain't winning that championship. The Legion of the Boom won that championship. Okay? He didn't lead anything. Get off the nut sacks, okay? Let the man have him back. Jesus Christ. Coming here like on the Falcons channel talking about some damn Tom Brady. Man, you got some damn nerve. You lucky we haven't muted your ass. You lucky for that. All right, but as far as that's concerned, man, I'm just at a loss for words, to be honest. I'm at just a loss for words. at a loss for words to see grown ass players making millions of dollars and nobody has any balls to say anything. Like you said, if you made a couple of $1 million, you should be fine for the rest of your life. At least, to invest in something. Like you should be okay. You're not hurting. And the fact that you still don't have the guts to step up and speak out when clearly 3 years up, this dude has had what, 2 winning seasons in what, 5-6 years? And nobody questioned him nobody questioned his methods. Nobody on the defensive, only one player questioned Dan Quinn's and their methods. And as soon as he did, they got his ass out that same year he started crying. Roddy White. Roddy Wright. That's it. That's the last guy that was willing to step up and speak out against Kyle Shanahan and Dan Quinn. He knew what they were doing wasn't working, and it was going down the wrong road. And they got rid of the loudmouth before he got in the locker room. That's the real reason. It wasn't because Roddy White didn't have it. They outlawed essentially what they did. They outlawed Roddy White. They labeled him as a troublemaker. That's the real reason why he couldn't get a job after he was cut by the Falcons. The Falcons black. They really outlawed Roddy White. Nobody wanted to touch him. He had to go back and recreate his good name.
I want to say this
That's real.
in reference to that. I don't know, was the Cowboys game after that or whichever game it was, they put the spotlight on Julio. And he had a press conference. I think everything that Julio said in his conference, he was irritated, I understand, but you can just tell that is the attitude of the locker room. They were too busy worried about what us fans are saying. And he basically just kind of just shitted on us, to be honest. And he basically was like, pretty much he just said, fuck the fans. That's how I feel. Because it was like, no one cares about us anyway. And it's like, is that the attitude that you want? That's the attitude that you have, really? Your main concern is, because while you're sitting over there hurt, and, I'm going to go ahead and go there with that. You know what I'm saying? We wondering if you're going to be in the game or out of the game. And the first thing that come out of your mouth is pretty much fuck the fans. So I feel like when he said that, it trickled down to, it's telling me what truly that locker room main focus is. They worried about having fashion shows. They worried about making their little money. They don't want to show up to play and practice or anything like that because they know that paycheck is going to be there with off the blank, Dan Quinn, Thomas Dimitroff. They know that they're going to always, because we're going to kiss their ass because guess what? These are our playmakers. Just like Matt Ryan. If that play calling is not going well, act like your headset don't work, sir. And do what you need to do because
exactly.
Our coaching staff is not going to get us there. So I need an attitude more on the field that I'm a player and I'm accountable. And I'm not seeing that. Y'all worried about the wrong thing. That's just how I feel. I just wanted to add that since y'all was talking about Roddy White call things out and things like that. We do need that aggressiveness. We do. We need more people that's going to call out these coaches like, yeah, bro, you ain't doing this. We don't even fear you when you come in the locker room. It's too much niceness and too sweetness and trying to kiss up and keep your little contract. But you should be wanting somebody else to be looking at you at the same time, because who says you're going to be a part of this Atlanta Falcons team going into the next season? So why would you lay there and act like you don't know what you're doing? We looking, scouts, and everybody's looking at you right about now. Nobody going to want to pick up anybody from the Falcons defense.
I know I would. Shit, I don't even want the motherfuckers on my defense. It's my team.
Shit, I go to Home Depot and buy a motherfucking cashier that got more heart than they do. I went you in here. And to be honest with you, man, I didn't even know he did that. I didn't know that. That's the first time I heard about it.
Yep.
Ah.
Yep.
That's a bad mentality to have right there.
Mm-hmm.
That is a bad mentality, because if you're more worried about what the fans talking about you instead of you performing, it ain't like you out there playing 85, 90% of the snaps, bro. You really only out there for 2 out of 5 plays.
Mm-hmm.
The fans see it. And the fans is upset because the fans have higher expectations for the team, because we know what this team can do.
We're fed up with it.
It is like it's like you got like it's like being an A student. You expected that student to have A's, but he's getting F's. That he's like, fuck it.
What's the point? What's the freaking point?
I kind of want to piggyback on what you guys were talking about before we get off this topic. When they were talking about in 2017, one of the players was saying that he feel like that's where it all went downhill and that's where the brotherhood died. Personally, I don't think that. You know what I really think? What really hurt this team is when Kyle Shanahan left. And the reason I say that is because of his running scheme. Mike's talked about it. You can't be successful. Go look at our running, where we rank as far as running the football, rushing the football since Kyle Shanahan left. People always want to say Kyle Shanahan is a genius. He's not really necessarily a genius. He knows how to scheme up run plays. He knows how to scheme guys open in the pass game. But what people don't realize is with the running game, that's what opens up the pass. And Mike's talked about it numerous times on his channel. If you go look, if we pull it up right now, Mike looks it up right now. And the year we went to the Super Bowl, we ranked, I believe, in the top 10 in rushing. Ever since Kyle Shanahan left,
explosive running plays on top of it. Running plays.
Ever since he left, that's really where the offense started to get soft. All of the passing lanes for Matt Ryan started to close up. Matt Ryan started to take more sacks because we stopped running the football. If you look the last couple years, we're ranking in the 20s in rushing. When you're a team that can't run the football, it doesn't open up your pass. I don't care how many great wide receivers you have. Your team becomes soft. And that's what I'm talking about. Like Kyle Shanahan, the biggest thing with Kyle Shanahan, it's not that he was such a great coach. It was that he knew how to scheme up those runs. Look at the 49ers. He knows how to create those running lanes. It seemed like when he left, our running backs couldn't. Devontae Freeman started to get injured. Tevin Coleman, all of those big gaps that they had in the running game. Because in that season, like Mike was talking about, we had tons of explosive running plays. When he left and Sark took over, and then Dirk Cutter came back, he's god awful at creating those running plays, at designing those running plays. And that's really what's killing us. And that's what Big Low talks about all the time. When he talks about we put too much onus on Matt Ryan. Like we put everything on Matt Ryan's back now. Like Matt Ryan has to get us there. Matt Ryan has to win these games for us. When Kyle Shanahan was here, he took some of that burden off of Matt Ryan because he knew how to scheme up plays to get guys open in the passing game, and he knew how to scheme open those running plays. And that's been our biggest issue. When we got Sark in here, they were trying to make him learn Kyle Shanahan's plays. Same thing when Dirk Cutter came back. They were trying to get those guys to learn Kyle Shanahan's running schemes and things of that nature, and those guys weren't able to do it. And that's the biggest issue with this team that I'm seeing on the offensive side of the ball. And next show I'll have for you guys the rankings, so you guys can see what I'm talking about as far as where the Falcons rank in rushing. Because if you look at the teams that's winning, like Baltimore, the teams that can run the football, the Tennessee Titans, those are the teams that consistently win and consistently dominate the offensive and the defensive line. And that's one of the biggest problems that I've seen with this offense and with our Atlanta Falcons team. Ever since Kyle Shanahan left, the running game left with him. Everything's been going downhill as far as our rushing. And that's one of the biggest
comment that goes in the line what you're saying, Jew, right here. Shea Bryant. What's the fucked up part is that when we do get a new quarterback, everybody want to trade Matt for, where is Matt going to go? And like he's saying now, Shanahan really did work well with Matt Ryan. So, I mean, that's the question. Everybody want to trade Matt Ryan, but where is he going to go? I mean, you realize what's going on with his contract.
Y'all know how much quarterback they don't know how much quarterback Dakota Prescott was online for about $40 million. Y'all sure y'all want another quarterback? Like the price for quarterbacks is going up. It's not going down.
No.
So sure you want, like, seriously, are you sure you want to pay another quarterback? Because y'all complaining about the $30 million Matt Ryan is getting paid, and he's like 10th when it comes down to quarterback contracts right now. Are you sure you want to get another quarterback? Because if this quarterback turns out to be another Patrick Mahomes, it's gonna be he'll have down there $500 million himself. So this is what I'm saying. Get out your feelings, Falcons fans. Get out of your feelings and get smart. Educate yourself. Stop being emotional. You see things, when things don't go our way. When things don't go our way, it's not one particular person didn't improve. It's a team effort. This defense has been like this for a while. How many times are you going to rely on Matt Ryan at the age of 36, like any quarterback? You looking at Drew Brees. Drew Brees, 3 years in a row, 5,000 passing yards, nearly 40 touchdowns every single year, and those guys won 79 3 years in a row. A single person can't do it. A single side of the ball can't do it. If Drew Brees, a Hall of Famer, can't do it, what the hell you think Matt Ryan is going to do? No one side of the ball can lead a team to a Super Bowl and consistently win. These guys,
for one thing, what quarterback want to sit behind Matt Ryan for a couple of more years, though? Let's be real. Y'all want to tank and all this for these quarterbacks, but who in their right mind want to sit behind Matt Ryan on the bench for a couple of years?
Exactly. To me, you just wasting
that's just
draft
how I'm looking
picks.
at it. You just
you're wasting draft picks. Like, and to be honest, that's our biggest problem. And Mike talked about it with our fan base. It's like we say we want to win a Super Bowl out of one side of our mouth, but then out the next side of our mouth, we're saying let's draft people we don't even need, like positions we don't even need. You don't win Super Bowls by drafting quarterbacks. Name me a rookie quarterback that came right in and won a Super Bowl. I'll wait. Somebody put it in the chat. Name me a rookie quarterback that came in and won a Super Bowl. I'll wait. I don't know one. I don't remember one that came in. Even if he went to a good team, Patrick Mahomes didn't win a Super Bowl his rookie season. So if you guys saying get rid of Matt Ryan, okay, so that means that we're going to have a losing season next season too, because you're not winning a Super Bowl if you bring in Trevor Lawrence. He's not winning a Super Bowl in his rookie season. So that's why I say that we have to be careful what we say. Like we say as fans, we want to get rid of this player and we want to get rid of that player. But like you said, who are you replacing them with? Let's trade Julio. Okay, who are you bringing in? Because I see busts every year out of the draft. I never want to give up a sure thing for something that, you can have those high draft picks, but you have to pick correctly. Like how many times Mike talked about this in his video earlier. He made a video earlier today. Y'all go sub his channel, Mad Mike Sports. He talked about it. Thomas Dimitroff missed on Pat McKinley. He missed on Vic Beasley. These are all first-round draft pick people. So if you want to say, okay, well, let's get rid of Julio Jones and get 3 first-round draft picks for him. Okay, but you got to hit on those draft picks. Like, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get rid of Julio Jones and Matt Ryan and you're going to get 2 historical great players. It don't work that way. It's people that miss on the draft every year. First-round picks that become busts. People talk about Ryan Leaf for a reason. Ryan Leaf was a top pick in the draft, and he turned out to be trash. So I'm telling you guys, be careful what you wish for. Like, yeah, we can get rid of Matt Ryan. We can get rid of all of these guys that we have, but the grass ain't always green on the other side. That's all I'm going to say.
Did y'all look at those cap hits if you do trade Matt Ryan?
Oh, yes.
This team can't afford that right now. Okay, you talking about next year, $50 million, the year after that, 26, the year after that, about $9 million. We already in cap hell as it is now.
Exactly.
Like you said, you trade Matt Ryan, but are you risking a lot?
That's just Matt Ryan. That's just Matt Ryan. You ain't even talk about Julio Jones' money. You ain't even talk about Julio Jones' money. Who got a $20 million?
The bottom line is we got to get out of these bad contracts. That's one thing. Like before we even think about anything, like you said, cap space hell at this point. So we got to do what we got to do in the draft as much as we can. And Arthur Blank already said he's not gonna trade any veterans and for mass picks. So it's like all this trade, this y'all just speaking.
They playing too much Madden.
I mean,
I'm telling you what's going on. But they playing too much franchise mode where you can just trade anybody and bring in anybody. It don't work how football works. That's not how the cap works. I didn't mean to cut you off, Mike, but that's just not how it works. Like you can't just. It's not interchangeable that way. Why do you think in the NFL you don't even see trades that often? It's not like basketball where you can just trade this player for that player. It don't work that way. How the cap is set up. And to be honest, like we've talked about this, the Falcons paid the right players. The players that we paid, Grady Jarrett, Deion Jones, I expect all of those guys to still be here. We need to build around those guys. What we're missing on this Falcons team is the complementary pieces. We're not missing. We don't need. Yeah, I'm just being real. We don't like people acting like we need big pieces. Like we have a great quarterback. We have great wide receivers. We need complementary pieces. Like we're not far away from a Super Bowl. We have the guys. We need to get those guys around Grady Jarrett. I've been talking about it. We don't need to trade Grady. Grady's not the problem. Like we're focusing on the wrong stuff. We need to get rid of some of these guys that I'm talking about, like Isaiah Oliver, like the guys that we see are the problem. Why are we talking about? We're wasting all this time talking about great players, historically great players. We're wasting our time even talking about them because we already know it's a reason they got those big contracts, people. Like Julio Jones got that guaranteed money because he's a great player. Matt Ryan got $200 million deals because he's that dude. So if you guys are haters and just don't believe it, you need to go ahead and be a fan of another team. Because if you think that Matt Ryan is going anywhere anytime soon, you drinking, you smoking something. I want what you smoking, I want what you drinking. Because he's not going nowhere.
Get a defense. Get Julio Jones a defense. You know what I'm saying? All these trading them, get them a defense. Like you can't run the game and then be in the lead and then our defense just boo-boo soft. What do you expect? Now people gonna drop passes, people gonna make mistakes because now we're fatigued, we're tired. We're still trying to put in this effort and keep this lead going when defense just giving it away. Let's be real. Let's just be real. I'm sorry to cut y'all off, but let's just be real here, people. Y'all need to just think.
I was about to say, when Matt Ryan had that contract up, they wasn't gonna pay him. Okay, who was the quarterback that y'all would have wanted at that time? Because if you want to blame somebody, you blame that Jimmy Garoppolo deal, because that's the deal that set all this shit up.
Ooh.
Matt Stafford got his deal, and he ain't won a playoff game yet.
Exactly.
So, like I said, so let's just look at this case. Okay, they didn't give Matt Ryan the extension, and he went to another team. And what happened if he won a Super Bowl then? Now y'all be the same guy talking about, damn, I wish we had Matt Ryan. Like I said, at the time, the deal had to be done. There was no other quarterback out there. These rookie quarterbacks coming in are not a sure thing. And
boy.
They are not a sure thing. Like I say, it all depends on the system. And you want a rookie quarterback with Dirk Cutter the way he's calling plays now? Like I said, that's a 50-50 shot. And this COVID thing doesn't make none of this stuff any better. And R2K says something here that I think you might touch on this and say Tack already showing that he doesn't want to be here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we know that. We know that.
His little sensitive ass on me.
You don't
know his little sensitive ass don't want to be Cup. He goddamn Cup. He's a damn Cup. That's his name. Cupcake McKinley. Cupcake McKinley. That's his name. Damn soft ass.
Yeah, he been go right back into the cupcake. He was out the cupcake. Now he going back into the cupcake.
Hey, let me say this, man. This is something that nobody touches on. Like, this is something that no one touches on. There's a price for success. Success is free. You can't just draft players every year and not sign these players to contracts and then expect to go out and just trade these guys and
repeat the process without actually paying people top dollar. That's not how like any sport works. If you want to be successful, you're going to have to pay for those guys. Okay? And see, this is the reason why I just don't understand why fans continue to talk about, oh, Matt Ryan is getting paid $1 million, $35 million a year. Do you realize, right? Like seriously, right now, that's a bargain. Defensive end, like your boy Tank, in Dallas, Tank. This dude get $100 million and he playing like poor ass. $100 million. Hell, I can do what he doing. He ain't doing crap. $100 million and he's not doing anything. These players are not talent, cost money. So we got to get out of this mentality that we can just pay guys, cheap prices for high dollar expectations. You want to cheap and get high expectations and high results. You see what happened to Golden State right now? Golden State, they got to pay all those guys. They couldn't play everybody. The same thing with the Hawks. The Hawks couldn't pay everybody. They had to get rid of those guys. Success costs money. So with that being said, man, we just got to stop with this. Like seriously, this is not Madden franchise mode where you can turn the damn cap off and just trade for anybody and sign anybody you want. That's not how this works. This is real life money in real life. Like seriously, just got to stop with that mentality.
This ain't Major League Baseball. They ain't got no cap.
Good comment. They talking about Robbie Anderson and the Jets having to let him go, and he went to Carolina. We know about Robbie Anderson because he was smoking us on Sunday, and we know Robbie Anderson real well, and that's the problem when you don't capitalize on your opportunities. Like when we talk about Seattle, it's like they won a Super Bowl when Russell Wilson was on his rookie deal. We went to the Super Bowl with Keanu Neal and Grady Jarrett, Deion Jones, Devondre Campbell. Those guys were rookies. So that's why we were able to bring in a Dwight Freeman. We were able to pay, certain guys because we had the money. We had the money to do it. But eventually, it's like we didn't win in 2016. We didn't capitalize like Seattle capitalized. Because if you think about it, that's what broke up the Legion of Boom. Money. Like they couldn't afford to pay Cam Chancellor. Yeah, they couldn't afford to pay all those guys. They had to slowly but surely start blowing up that great defense because Russell Wilson got that big contract. So his defense went out the window. Like if you look at Seattle's defense now, it's a totally different defense. Like none of those guys from the Legion of Boom are there anymore. None of them. It's a reason for that because they had to pay their quarterback. It's the same thing with us. We didn't capitalize on our chance when we had those guys on our rookie deal to win the Super Bowl. We got to the Super Bowl and we had the extra money, like I said, to go in and bring in those extra pieces. But hey, you got to live with it. The players that we paid the right guys. Now it's about bringing in those complementary pieces, point blank in the period. He said Keanu Neal's not the same no more after the injuries. I mean, after you have two devastating injuries like that, I mean, those lower extremities, ACL and Achilles. Yeah, I mean, you can see he's not moving the same. He even said it during training camp, during the small training camp we had. He was talking about him losing weight and him trying to get used to moving out there again. Like, you have a serious injury, I don't care who you are. It's going to take time for you to get back to what you was. And he might not never be what he once was. Like, let's be real. And that's the reason why I was talking about maybe moving him to maybe like inside the box and play like a linebacker position. Because it's like you have those serious injuries to your, the Achilles blowout and the ACL tear. I haven't seen many players come back. The Achilles is one of the worst injuries you can have, like in basketball or football, because that changes your ability to be able to cut on a dime. So I feel like this year, Keanu, if you watch him play, he still can tackle and stuff like that. He just can't cover as well as he once could. Because I've seen a couple of times where he was in coverage and he gets, when somebody's doing those in and out routes, he just basically gets smoked because he doesn't have that quick. He doesn't trust his ACL and his Achilles yet. He just don't have that trust. It takes time, people. I mean, I don't know what you guys, want from this guy. He's out there giving his all, but he might not never be what he once was.
Yeah, I think Keanu Neal's skill set is kind of I like his skill set. I think he should play linebacker, but as a safety, like I said, his skill set is kind of like 5 years too late, especially with the way the game is now. Because you do want your safety to be a little bit more versatile as far as hitting, covering, and stuff like that. So that's why I feel like where he really get injured is, like I said, in coverage. Like I said, he's 50-50 in coverage. His ball skills ain't there. But you still need, like you said, you still need that intimidates the hell out of people. He intimidates the hell out of me every time I hit him shoulder pass club. Click, clap.
But I think we drafted his replacement, KStylz. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think Hawkins is going to be that guy that can cover and can hit and stuff like that. I like what I saw out of him in that Green Bay game. But I do want to get to this comment. Jeffrey Miller, what are your thoughts if we do good with Morris? I'm thinking he's asking about Raheem Morris. What we're going to do with Raheem Morris? Is the team going to come out and perform and stuff like that?
Oh, he's nothing. He's nothing. He's not coming back. He's a part of the problem. Why we want to keep people who was a part of the problem? He's a part of the problem. He couldn't get the job done either. So that's just like I don't want any of those guys anywhere near the new regime. Let them have guys, okay? Yeah. Let them have their guys. Get rid of the trash. We starting over.
I completely agree.
I'm about to say there's a comment here. Peter Vincent said, "What happened to Debo? He's so lazy now. There must be some nice checks blank cashing in." I don't think it's so much he's lazy. I just think with the defensive line not really holding that wall up, he's basically
getting washed out. Tell him, KStylz.
Like I said, Debo basically a safety when you look at him.
Yeah.
Fast as hell, but he's small.
230, yeah.
He ain't even that. He like 215, 220. That's a safety.
And that's something. He was bigger than that. Like his size was about 230. Dan Quinn asked him to play to lose weight so he can play a lot faster. And see, that goes back to what you were saying about he's just getting pushed around. These guys too light in this, man. They're too light. They're getting pushed around. Like that's not like as a coach, you should know that, especially being a defensive tackle. This dude is a defensive tackle. And he was a big defensive tackle. Dan Quinn, big defensive tackle. And you preaching small ball. Like, I don't understand that concept. I don't get it. How the hell are you a defensive tackle and you preaching small ball? Like, what?
Exactly. That's the problem. And y'all, I dare somebody go look up what the players that Seattle had on their defensive line. They wasn't as small as we are. I keep talking about it. Like, we keep saying we're the Seattle of the South. No, we're not. If you go look at that Seattle team, they didn't have a bunch of small. Bobby Wagner's not a little dude. He's bigger than Deion Jones. KJ Wright is not a little dude. Those dudes are big. Those dudes are big and fast. It's a difference from being, like I said, we don't have enough bricks in our back pocket. That's all I'm going to say. Them players don't have enough bricks in their back pocket.
See, I'm going to say one thing, too. See, I know y'all going to recognize this picture I'm about to put up. This is what we missing right here. Look at that. I know y'all remember Big Grady Jackson.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man.
This is what we need right there. Like I said, that's what the defensive line need. They need somebody of that stature.
Yeah, man.
Because Debo can't hold. He can't hold up. He can't hold up when them offensive linemen are putting them hands on.
Got a comment. I think that Mike finna go in on the comment too. I think I'm gonna let Mike have it.
Big Surge. Look, man. Let's. I like. What are we talking about?
This defense is fucking 31st in every fucking 30th and 30th and 30. All you see is fucking 30 all over the place when you talk about defense. You talking about you don't want any defensive coordinators as head coach? What the hell kind of sense did that make? Unless this offensive coach brings either Wade Phillips or Rex Ryan, Don Martindale, somebody with an impressive defensive, like I'm talking about a long list. I don't want these new defensive coordinators that we just seen in the last 2 years. I want a guy with a resume, a long list of success, and have been part of success. Unless that offensive coordinator that offensive coach can give me that, I want a defensive coach. We know we've been an offensive team all this time. Dan Reeves, yeah, he was an offensive coordinator, but when he brought the Falcons, when he came the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, who was his guys? Experienced, older head coaches, Wade Phillips, those guys who had experience. Like Chris Draft said when we did the interview with him, Wade Phillips knew everything, how to maximize everyone's talent. Do you think a young coach has the ability to understand and know how to maximize everyone's talent? Because each player has different attributes, and the only way you can notice that is you have to be around, that experience of seeing different types of players. So when you're a young coach, you don't have that same experience. Oh, this guy right here, he plays like Ryan. He plays like Deion Sanders. I know what to do with him. We don't know what to do with Isaiah Oliver because we never had a guy like Isaiah Oliver. We don't know what to do with the Keanu Neal because essentially we haven't had a guy like Keanu Neal. William Moore was close, but we still don't know what to do with these guys. And that's the issue. These young coaches don't know how to use their talent properly. And the only way that you're going to get that experience. So, like, this frustrates me every time I see that. We don't need defensive. Like, how else? Like, honestly, somebody explain to me how you're going to improve the defense if you don't get a defensive coach. Somebody explain that to me. Teach me how that's going to work. How it's going to work. How we going to have a better defense if we don't hire a defensive coach? Like, I don't get it.
I'm speechless.
Exactly. Like I said, man, I guess they've been watching too much of me, Mike. That's all it is. I have a bad influence on Falcons Nation because I've been talking about offensive coaches. But my thing is, and you've heard me say this, that they can't twist my words. What I said is I would like to have an offensive head coach, but it's with a veteran defensive coordinator. So it's almost if you're getting 2 for 1. I want an offensive-minded coach, but I want him to bring Wade Phillips with him. Just like the Rams did when they had Sean McVay, when he took over the LA Rams, and he took Wade Phillips with him to be his defensive coordinator. I don't mind having an offensive coach, but you better have an experienced defensive coordinator like Mike's talking about, or we're basically doing the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We're still not going to have a defense. We're going to have an explosive offense, but we're going to be stuck in the mud. We're going to be stuck in the same place we're at. We're basically not going to have no progress. So personally, I wouldn't mind an offensive head coach. Personally, I think that an offensive head coach would be fine if we're bringing in a veteran defensive coordinator. If we're going to bring in an unproven defensive coordinator, then miss me with that. I'd rather just go ahead and have a defensive coach, defensive-minded coach. But at the end of the day, like I'm saying, I want somebody to bring some type of culture and bring their own, what they're trying to set in stone, their own identity. That's the problem with the Falcons. Right now, there's no identity. We've talked about it. There's no identity for this team.
So we're about to get to this 2-point conversion. I
I got mine. I hope you guys got yours, man, because this has been irritating me all day long as I saw this. As soon as I saw this, but you guys ready? You got yours? You got your 2-point conversion ready?
I'll be straight shooting on mine, so I ain't gonna say is it ready. It's just gonna come out the way it comes out. But
give it to him.
But first of all, like I said, I thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Check us, like I said, watching us rant and get all this out. Because listening to sad music was not fun. Got me listening to a whole Nirvana album because of this. But that digress from my point. But like I said, I'll give shout outs to what I see, William Amy, Melanated Motivation, Lane Cook, and all the other guys that we haven't really said. We know we appreciate all of you. Just continue to watch, subscribe, like everything we do. You got Jew Talk Sports over here. You got Mad Mike down here. You got Lush Exchange, Maggie down here, and you got just KStylz. Like I said, we do this for y'all.
Yes, sir.
We do this for y'all, and this is therapy for us. We just praying for that one day we can do one of these shows after a win. I might not watch that much and rent, but like I said, we want to do a show with a win. I want to be happy. But see,
I want to be happy.
Mess me up, man. But like I said, I just want to say just appreciate everybody. Hey, we still riding with the team no matter what. Like I said, I said we might be advancing about 6 to 10 years every week because of the losses, but hey. Atlanta sports fan, that's what we do best. We ride, we die.
Absolutely.
I don't know what to say. Just let me know. Like I said, make sure y'all check out ATL and Sports Zone tomorrow and Lush Exchange as well. And let me know if y'all like the powdered toast man segment. We do one every week. For whoever, you know how they had, they had the barbecue chicken. We're gonna do the powdered toast man segment of the week. Just let me know, and I'm gonna just leave it at that.
All right, man. I'm not gonna be too long. Hey, look, I just want to win. I'm like Kevin. I just want to win. We do this every week. It sucks that we 0-5, and I'm just like Arthur Blank. I said he must be watching our stuff because I said in our chat Sunday, just win, baby. Like Al Davis, just win, baby. That's all I want. Mm-hmm. I just want to W.
Somebody said that too. They said he ain't got nothing else to do. He watching our show.
Hey, yeah, man, just win, baby.
Home run Braves. Oh snap!
But I appreciate you guys continuing to tune in. I appreciate all you guys. Like we do it, like they said, man. Atlanta Falcons Nation, we do it for you guys. Every week when we on here. We know that the media, all they want to do is down us as Atlanta Falcons fans. So we're trying to give you guys the most positive content we can. Continue to check out Jew Talk Sports, Mad Mike Sports, Just KStylz, Lux Exchange, Terror Artist 404, Big Low Country. All of us, man, y'all continue to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I just want to win. My 2-point conversion is real short. If we could just get a win, that'll make my Sunday because I'm tired of losing. And I'm not even a player, so I know they tired of losing. But I'm tired of seeing god awful football every Sunday. So if we could just get just one W, so we can get on here after the game and say something positive. Like we try to bring y'all the most positive Atlanta Falcons content, but at the same time, we got to tell y'all the truth. And we playing bad football.
Face. We trying to have be positive. It's kind of hard.
It's hard. It's hard when your coach got fired. Like. This haven't been a real positive week, so we got to put out what's happening. And right now, for our Falcons, our wings are broke right now. So it's hard to say rise up when our wings are broke. So
these broken wings.
yeah, hey look, my wings are broke right now. So I hate this. I hate to sound like a Debbie Downer, but it's almost hilarious. Like when I got up here last week, it's kind of like when you get used to being let down, the losing don't even sting no more. You just be numb to it. So I just want to win. Like, can the Falcons just surprise me on Sunday and get a W? If they can just get a W, I'll be so happy. If we can just get one. I just want one. But let's not be the 0-16 Browns. Can we just win one game and I'll be good? And that's all I gotta say, man. Just win, baby. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, before y'all go, can I put it up one more time?
Oh man.
Don't get up on this. Because I will be roasting the shit out y'all. Just win, baby. That's all. Like you said, just win. We don't need to end up like that.
You got the floor, Mike. I know what you want to address. Go ahead and get them.
Hey man, I gotta say something about this little punk ass T.I. Man. You such a bitch, man. Like Tip is just straight up bitch. Like, dude, swear he's so Atlanta everything, and you've seen what we've had to deal with as far as quarterback is concerned. You claim to be an AT alien. You supposed to be so Georgia. You supposed to be so positive. You're supposed to be on this positive vibe. And then you come out and you say some dumbass shit like, I want Matt Ryan out of the city. Like, bro, we want your ass. We want your turncoat ass. All right. We don't even, I'm not even sure if your ass is even 5-0. Are you fucking 5-0? Like, seriously, are you 5-0? You don't represent Atlanta. Because last time I remember you sitting on the sideline of the Broncos game in Broncos gear. On top of that, you had a hat. And guess what the hat said? Yeah, a Saints logo. Look at that bitch right there. Look at this bitch. Talking about he represent Atlanta. Bitch, you don't represent anything Atlanta. All right? I hope he sees this. Because it's the truth.
Somebody tell him.
All these people. we got all of these celebrities in Atlanta that swear they to Atlanta, but then when they turn around, you got guys like Matt Ryan that hold the city down harder than a lot of these other dudes. And they born and raised in Atlanta, but he's so Atlanta. And you want the first thing that come out of your mouth is that you want the greatest quarterback in our franchise history. Why? Is it because he's not? Is it because he's not black? Because you love Cam Newton. You love him. You love Cam Newton. I'm just saying. What's the reason? I don't remember Mike Vick winning the MVP. I don't remember Mike Vick getting us to a Super Bowl. I don't remember Cam Newton doing anything for Atlanta. What is it? Why is it you guys don't like this? Because he's the best thing that we've ever had at quarterback. He may be the most exciting, but he's the best thing we've ever had. So when it all come down to it, man, I'm tired of all these weak ass celebrities claiming they from Atlanta and they don't even represent the city like a real Atlanta supposed to. Now who the hell say Atlantic? Ain't nobody say no damn Atlanta. All right, that's another thing too. Like what the fuck is like seriously? We gotta stop listening to these turncoats like T.I. who follow everywhere he goes. He follow the money. He don't care about nothing as long as you pay him. But I had to speak on that because I like who are you? You don't rep our city. You don't rep the Atlanta Falcons. Last time I seen Samuel Jackson go harder than you. So y'all can hate me all you want to because I got on y'all favorite rapper. It is what it is. But Tip don't represent Atlanta. He don't represent Atlanta. He damn sure don't represent Atlanta Falcons fans. The real ones. So Tip can kiss my ass. All as far as I'm concerned, he can kiss my ass. And that's all I got to say about that, man. Miss Man, I want to close the show, please.
Well, I'm trying to close the show because the Braves are in the league. So enough about these Falcons right about now. It's time to. That's the real brotherhood right there. I'm sorry. The Braves team knows how to close a game right about now. So I feel like everybody was like, oh, the Dodgers, oh, we need to be scared of them. The Braves right now are showing y'all we ain't scared of them. We just gonna win. Just win, baby. That's the Braves right about now. So I'm excited. Everybody knows right now they are at 8-3. It's the top of the ninth, 2 outs. So let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. Let's win one for Atlanta. Since our Falcons can't do it, since our Hawks can't do it, let's win one for Atlanta. I'm excited. Mm-hmm. I'm chopping on, y'all. Chopping on. What the fuck? What, Sean? What's going on? Seriously.
Do it for Hank Aaron. God damn it.
Thank you.
Aaron Hank, God damn it.
But anyway, I do want to clean it up though. I know everybody watching right about now. We finna be celebrating because it's another win. We need 2 more. But I want to say thank you guys for tuning in to us each and every week. We appreciate y'all. Make sure you're following Jew Talk Sports on YouTube, Twitter. Well, he's on no, you're not on Instagram. You're on Twitter though.
Twitter. Mm-hmm.
And now
YouTube,
we got
Twitter. Yeah, all that.
Okay. Just KStylz, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get these arms right.
I'm used to the social media thing, so bear with me.
Also follow Mr. Mad Mike Sports. Y'all know who he is.
I'm everywhere except TikTok. I ain't on no damn TikTok.
Well, you do TikTok, boy. I'm coming after your ass, bro.
And make sure y'all tune in to ATLian Sports Zone with ATL 404, Mr. Terror Artist, Mr. Big Low Country. They will be on tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then, if y'all care, Lust Exchange is right on at 9 Eastern as well. So, whichever is your cup of tea, check out them shows out. But definitely follow Lust Exchange, Miss Maggie T. I'm on Instagram, wherever you want to find me. My personal Instagram, YouTube is not really big because, I focus on the other pages. But I see some people subscribing to that. So wherever you can find me, if you need to reach out to me, you can email me and everything. But let's go ahead and end this show because them Braves about to win, baby. And I'm ready to go ahead and turn it up. So appreciate y'all.
Celebrity sports fans ain't shit.
Hey, shit.
All right, y'all. Well, on that note, we are about to be up out of here. Until the next time, fellas.
Peace.
Peace.